Okay, let's dive right in. We're going to talk about something that looks a whole lot like productivity, that feels like personal growth, but is actually the exact opposite. It's a trap, and it's keeping some of the smartest, most ambitious people out there stuck at the starting line.
It's called the endless student syndrome. And really what it boils down to is this. It's when we use learning as a very smart, very sophisticated-sounding excuse to avoid the messy, uncertain, and frankly scary work of actually living.
So, let me ask you, does your YouTube Watch Later list look more like a university syllabus? Is your computer a graveyard of half-finished online courses? And is that brilliant idea you have, that business, that book, that career move, still just a perfectly organized folder of research? If you're nodding along, then yeah, this is for you.
So, here's the plan. Over the next few minutes, we're not just going to name this problem, we're going to tear it apart. We'll look at the actual neuroscience that makes learning feel so much safer than doing. And then I'm going to give you a clear, practical game plan to help you flip that switch, to go from being an endless student to a relentless practitioner.
So what is this syndrome really? Let's be crystal clear. This is not an attack on learning. Lifelong learning is incredible. This is about that specific moment when learning stops being a tool to help you grow, and instead it becomes a place to hide. Now, you've probably heard of the classic student syndrome, right? That's when you put off starting a big project until the night before the deadline. Well, endless student syndrome is its more modern and way more dangerous twin. And the terrifying difference? There is no deadline. The getting ready phase can stretch on forever.
And look, this isn't some rare thing. The research shows that about 20% of adults, that's 1 in 5 of us, are chronic procrastinators. This syndrome is just the most socially acceptable, most productive-looking way to do it. So, does any of this hit a little too close to home? Binge-watching tutorials but never actually doing the thing? Spending more time setting up your new to-do list app than actually working? And, of course, that little voice in your head that's always saying, I just need to learn a little bit more before I can start.
So here's the big takeaway, the thing you really need to get. If you're stuck in this loop, you don't have a motivation problem. I mean, you're clearly motivated to learn. What you have is a procrastination problem that's just wearing a very convincing disguise.
So why on earth does our brain fall for this? Well, it's not a character flaw, it's just biology. Let's get into the actual science of what keeps us stuck, because it really comes down to a few cognitive traps that our modern world is just perfect at exploiting.
First up, there's this idea called the inverted U-curve. Think of it like this. A little bit of research is great. It helps you make a better decision, but only up to a certain point. After that peak, every extra article you read, every additional video you watch actually makes your decision-making worse. You get less clear, less confident, and way less likely to act. And you can see how this snowballs, right? You start with a fire hose of information, which leads directly to decision fatigue. Your brain's ability to make choices literally gets tired, just like a muscle. And the end result? Nothing. No action. You're just too mentally wiped out to even begin.
This is what kicks off that vicious loop of analysis paralysis. It starts with this false belief that there's one single right way to do something. So you overanalyze everything, which screams danger to your brain. This triggers our ancient freeze response, and what do you do when you're frozen? You run back to the only thing that feels safe and in your control: more research.
And here's the real kicker. It's all about brain chemistry. Every time you watch a new video or discover a new trick, your brain gets a little hit of dopamine. It's easy, it's instant, and it feels like progress. But actually doing the work? That's uncomfortable. It's risky. The reward is way off in the future. Your brain is wired for efficiency, so it's going to choose that easy dopamine hit every single time.
When you repeat this cycle enough, something kind of scary happens. You literally rewire your brain's reward system. You start getting your sense of accomplishment from the act of planning, from preparing, not from actually finishing anything. The map becomes more exciting than ever getting to the destination.
All this getting ready feels productive, it feels harmless, but it's not. It comes at a very real and very high price. Staying on the sidelines in that perpetual classroom you've built for yourself takes a serious toll on your life.
I mean, the research is clear. It's linked to higher stress and anxiety, which messes with your sleep, and that, ironically, leads to burnout and makes you even less productive. But maybe the scariest cost is the last one here. Your identity slowly changes. You stop seeing yourself as a writer or an entrepreneur, and you start seeing yourself as someone who just learns about those things. And this is what that looks like in real life.
That big, important goal you set for yourself in 2024 is still just a goal in 2025. And yep, it's still sitting there in 2026. The world keeps moving, but you're stuck in the library getting ready for a race you never actually run.
Okay, enough of the problem. That's the diagnosis. Now let's talk about the cure. How do we break this cycle? Here's the good news. You don't need more willpower. You just need better rules. You need constraints.
So here it is, the framework to get you from student to practitioner. It's built on 4 simple but really powerful constraints. We're going to talk about just-in-time learning, setting a learning cap, linking every input to an output, and the magic of shrinking that first step.
All right, this is the single most critical shift you have to make. Stop just-in-case learning. That's hoarding information you might need someday. Instead, you have to switch to just-in-time learning. Before you learn anything, you ask, what's the absolute minimum I need to know to take the very next step today? If you want to start a podcast, don't watch a 20-hour course. Learn how to record a 5-minute clip. That's it. That's the only task.
This leads to a powerful, unbreakable rule. Never consume without creating. For every input, there must be an output. You watch a tutorial, you immediately apply one thing you learned to your project. You read a chapter, you immediately write one paragraph of your own. You also got to set a time limit, a learning cap. I'll research for 1 hour, and then I must act. And finally, you shrink that first step until it's ridiculously tiny. The goal isn't build the app, it's draw one button on a napkin.
Because here's the fundamental truth they don't tell you in those courses. Information only becomes knowledge when it's filtered through the messy, ugly reality of trying something, messing it up, and adjusting. Endless learning feels safe because you can't fail at watching another tutorial, but you can't win either. The real growth happens the moment you close the book and get your hands dirty.
So my question to you is this. What is the one thing you've been researching forever? What is one small, imperfect, messy action you will commit to taking on it this week? Go on, drop a comment below and tell me what it is. Putting it out there publicly is the first step out of the classroom and into the arena.
And hey, if you've ever felt trapped in this learning loop, hit that like button so more people know they're not alone. And if you're ready for more content that's designed to push you from consuming to creating, make sure you subscribe, because it's time to let reality be your teacher.